What's up?
Yo, what's up?
Welcome back to Critter Pit. Or is it Critter Pit? It might be Pork and Bones. Or it might even be the Pork Pit. OMG.
Who's to say?
Or
Who's to
critter
say? Could be
bones.
anything.
Critter
Ah,
Or
bones.
critter bones.
ah.
Bones fans, rise up.
It's the
Yo,
Pork Pit. It
Say
is
who's team you on in
alliteration.
the comments.
exactly.
It's a civil war. Yeah, this is gonna be a wonderful collaboration. We've previously had David on the pod, but we have a new player in the ring. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yo, what's up? I'm the pork part of Pork and Bones, or Alex, if you prefer. Thanks for
I
having
like
me.
pork. I'm gonna
Thank you,
address you
dude.
as pork.
That was my childhood nickname,
Really?
at
A
least by my
fun
grandpa.
nickname.
I know,
Did
right?
that have any origin, or is it just?
I think I was a little chunky baby, and that's why he called me that.
I see.
hmm He was
That's a
fat
fun
shaming me from day one.
a little bit, a little bit. So, as the pork and bones, do you guys support that fat shaming,
Do you
or
support fat shaming?
or are you taking a
No.
stance against it?
Strong stance against it. It doesn't work.
Okay, you're
Ooh.
reclaiming it.
If
You're
it worked, no, I'm
reclaiming
just kidding. It's wrong. Morally
it.
wrong. Yeah. Unless it
Morally
works.
wrong. Yeah,
I'm
unless
glad
it's
we got
really
to the bottom.
effective, then fat shaming is
Jesus.
I'm glad
So
we're
what do you
getting
guys
to the
think about
bottom.
fat phobia? We're gonna change the topic here now.
That's what we all came here to
Fatphobia?
talk about.
Yeah, it's a social
Let me
issues pod.
think. Let me think about fat phobia for a second.
No, I'm gonna cut you off. Okay.
Are you
Okay.
sure? I was cooking up
Yeah,
a great take. I was
maybe I don't need the hot take of the century on that one. We're just
It's gonna
gonna
be Galaxy Brain though.
don't want you to get canceled right away. You know,
Yeah.
want you to have a
50
long,
episodes.
successful career.
Okay. It's
We've
your
been doing
guys'
this for like
loss.
a year. No cancellations yet.
Oh
I feel
yeah.
like it's about time. We're due.
We've
Yeah,
had the spotlight on us too, so
true.
we're
Yeah.
chilling.
All
Yeah,
publicity.
you're
just
asking
for it. Cancel
Come and
them.
get us.
If you can cancel them, do it. That's the challenge, guys.
Try and get us.
So, yeah, go for it.
So here we are.
We're
The
kind of a wild bunch. Yo.
Yeah.
Yo.
Sneak peek,
Oh,
Easter
I
egg.
got that. We had a collaboration probably a week and a little bit ago now, where the Critter Boys were in Edmonton, or I guess I was in Edmonton,
Yeah.
and we collaborated. We watched some movies. It was lovely meeting y'all for the first time. It was a great old time.
That was great. Same to you. Yeah, it was lovely meeting y'all.
Yeah,
Had
it's
some
wonderful.
pizza. It's a good
Mhm.
time. We love Edmonton. Edmonton, number
watched-
one. I've always said this.
Number
Yeah.
one, dude.
Never
Number one
smoky ever.
Never smoking. Clear
Nope.
skies and golden sunshine.
Yeah,
And we watched some
a
movies.
couple movies.
Yeah.
One of which I cannot pronounce. And
Before we talk
Cool
about
one.
those movies, I want to talk about Alien a little bit.
Mm,
You guys
okay.
like Alien?
I
It's
like
good.
the first one. It's solid.
Wait,
It's a
I
classic.
watched the first one in theaters. They're doing like a thing for the new one, Alien Romulus. They're replaying the first one in theaters. That's a great theater movie. Oh my lordy.
Yeah, I have to
That
see it in
is-
theaters.
That movie slaps. Oh my lord, that movie slaps. It's so effective. Such a scary movie. And the creature design, H.R. Geiger, so
Mhm.
sick. And
Have you
even the
seen
music.
Aliens?
Yeah, I watched Aliens a few days ago, and everyone says that's the better one. That's like the accepted
Disagree.
take I've heard. Disagree, right? It's not the better movie whatsoever. It is a very strong made movie.
you guys aren't
Very.
supporting Canadian filmmakers by saying you don't like Aliens.
James Cameron
I've,
true,
I've
is the
done my
greatest
Canadian
filmmaker.
cinema work.
That is a Bones opinion, not a
No,
Pork
no,
opinion.
James Cameron, I don't know. I like Avatar too.
Yeah, it was all
I
right.
don't like Avatar 2.
It was all right. I mean, the
Well.
story kind of, I don't know, didn't really work in a lot of
let's
ways,
get it
but
done.
the visuals were cool. So
The
Let's get it
writing's
done.
Pretty terrible in
Yeah.
Avatar 2.
yeah, like I've said this to a lot of people. My opinion was that when
one of his kids dies and you just don't care at all. You're like, yeah, whatever. That's a sign that it was probably pretty poorly written, or maybe I'm just maybe I just hate
But
that character. Who knows? Maybe I'm awful.
but there is a scene where Sully's about to fight Quaritch, and Quaritch is like an Avatar dude at this point, and he's like, "Let's get it done," and it's pretty badass. So
Most
Yeah, but
badass movie
I like
moment of 2022.
when movies say, "Let's get it done," but like it's like the Wild
yeah.
Bunch, instead of Avatar 2.
Mhm.
We love Avatar 2. Can we all say we love Avatar 2 real quick?
No.
No.
I haven't seen it, so I
You
can't
love it.
operate under. But
We can all say we like
but I love
Alien and Aliens.
I have no strong feelings for Avatar 2. I don't know. I am
Yeah.
die
I will
hard in this
say
movie.
about
Someone has
Alien,
to do it. Yeah.
I love that movie, but the ending, I hate the ending
Is
because
it because
it's because they show the creature like in the end, like when he's falling out of the
in
thing.
in
And
full? Yeah.
yeah, in full, and it just ruins like the mystery of it in my eyes.
But it
See
means that
that
we can have
part?
an Alien versus Predator movie,
Yeah.
That is
Also, then
true.
Alien
Yeah,
was able to be in.
true for the
Alien was
franchise,
then able to be in Mortal Kombat X.
dude.
So I don't know
I
if you
think
guys ever played that, but he was cool in that.
Maybe it was worth it.
It was worth
He
I
it.
looks so
don't
small and like strange though when you see him in full.
I don't mind the alien being shown at the end of Alien 1 as much. My biggest issue is in Aliens, where they are just reduced completely to cannon fodder, all the
Mhm.
aliens.
Yeah.
The xenomorphs have no, like, presence or threat in that movie, in my opinion. They are, I don't know, completely lose all their intimidation from the first film. Like, a lot of
Yeah.
that film just glazes over my eyes just glaze over, and it goes through me. Just no effect. It's still a great movie, the second
Still
one, but
good. Yeah.
it
First one's
just the
better.
first one, it's fucking tight, 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 tight. And
Now,
it's a cat
speaking of
movie.
first movies and second movies, we have to see that symbiote Taxiplasm take two.
Take
So we
two.
saw
Let me
take
pull up.
one, and that's
Let
one of
me
the
pull
movies
the
we watched
title.
this on
Yeah.
this fine meeting of the great Alberta film
Right.
podcasts.
Oh,
Watched.
Meeting of the mind.
Mm-hmm.
I need to
That was a
find
fire
this.
transition,
I
David. by
know,
the
dude.
way.
I've been trying. I've done
Yeah.
a few.
Okay.
That movie
Transition.
was insane.
Have you been practicing the pronunciation of this movie? Because even looking
I
at it
kind
now,
of.
I'm scared to say it.
Go ahead.
Where is
Say it.
Okay, we each have to say it though. Okay, my pronunciation. Symbio peace. I'm already gone. I can't do it. Take one.
Yeah.
I
That's
had
from.
it
I
down a
think
little bit
no
ago.
one needs to correct.
There
Like
it
that was
is.
good. That was good enough.
It's so long.
Symbiocytotaxiplasm.
Yeah.
Symbiocytotaxiplasm.
I couldn't see the psycho
Symbiocytotaxiplasm.
word in the
Take one.
middle for some reason. My brain separated it out.
Does that actually mean something?
It's a good question.
Symbols.
I think it speaks to the
Taxis.
hectic nature of the film.
Oh yes.
It's all about meaning and big
Yes.
philosophy. Okay, guys, think about it.
This
Psychological.
movie
What's
does have a
real,
lot
man?
of meaning.
What's
Yeah,
a
what's real?
taxi?
Does
The taxi, that's the weirdest part to me. I don't
Is that
get
like
that part.
taxis or something? Like where you put different things into categories?
Maybe.
Taxonomy.
That
I
is.
don't know.
Taxidermy.
Taxidermy. Yeah, maybe.
Mhm.
this isn't the real word?
He's stuffing something with another thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
there we
it.
go.
The real title, it has no definition in the Oxford Dictionary, so fake word.
Mm.
Is it a fake movie as
I'm
well?
gonna be throwing that one around though. And then when people ask me to tell them what it means, I won't be able to. Say, look it up
No,
later.
just be like, you don't know what it means?
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of an L on you.
Yeah.
Mhm. I tried to make some notes about the movies we watched, and when it came to that one, I was like, I got nothing.
Yeah.
There's a coup d'etat of the production, and then the guy just wants to he wants to freeform filmmaking.
Yeah, so
It's like,
maybe we
It
should
was so much fun.
talk
It was
about
so much
what
fun.
we thought it was even happening as the main plot. They're like making a movie, he's hired all these people to work for him who are experts, and he's not. He's he's made a lot of documentaries before that, but and he's made really good ones. But you know, that he's kind of taking a hands-off approach, and it's not like they have a set script. I think they're just doing like screen tests to see if it can be made. I think that's why they keep shooting the same shot over and over again as like the stated reason, but then in the film there's like another reason to it, which could be like multiple interpretations of the same event or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
he hires multiple different like camera people to be constantly filming everything. He doesn't just
Yeah.
want the scenes to be filmed. He wants
Everything.
any kind of
People
thing
walking
that
through the
the
park.
camera people feel are interesting, basically.
Yeah, so it creates a really like this hands-off approach creates like a rift in like they filmed the whole cast except for him discussing what they think what's going on in this filming process. And there's some of them who are like, oh, he sucks at directing, he doesn't know what he's
Some real
doing.
characters.
There's another one who's like saying
He's a genius.
that he's a
fake
genius,
guy.
he's taking a hands-off approach, and he wants us to like decide what the film's all about, right? Because he's not putting his own meaning into it, right? Which means that it's like a more collaborative process. And he's like, he'd want us to like coup d'etat this. And then there's the other guy who's like, they start talking about different levels of reality, because when you have something, a film of a film of a film of a, you know, that kind of thing, you're creating like, what's reality, and film is already one step away from reality, maybe.
Just all questioning what is real, this whole film, and
Yeah.
putting attention on the artifice of film, pretty much, right? Always
Yeah,
showing
like
the boom in shot, the other camera people in shot, just like
You can
showing how
see the lav
constructed
mics
this
that
all.
everybody's wearing. Like,
Yeah.
So I have a question for you guys. What do you think was actually happening in this? Was it an incompetent director who just happened to say, let's record how this film is made because he's a documentarian? But was he an incompetent director like the first one says? Were they all actors like that other guy was saying, where he was saying he could be right outside the room directing all of us to have this conversation and giving us lines? Do you think it was like all kind of planned? Or was it an in-between where his hand, like, I think it's the third one, which is like an in-between of
for
just like,
sure. For sure.
let's mess around, and the plan is to investigate how films could
yeah,
be
like
made.
I don't think he's interested at all in the scene that he's supposedly
No.
filming.
Mhm.
He was much more
Feels like an
interested in
act.
the crew dynamic, and to me at least, like this crew dynamic feels so real that I don't
Yeah.
think
Like
that
if they
they're all
fake this,
actors.
if they fake this is some of the greatest like naturalistic performances
Yeah,
ever.
Do you think there are
Because
any characters who, like, I thought that one guy who
the
had the
homo sailor?
glasses was maybe in on
Oh,
it. That one dude who was,
because he's a driving force through most of it.
he
I,
might have been the producer or something.
I could
He's
see that.
yeah.
I
I was
also think
gonna.
that people behave differently, like when the camera's on them. So I think he might have been like, "This is my opportunity to kind of like make a name for myself." I don't
Mhm.
think I looked at that.
Right.
He was just like a sound person, right? Like,
I don't know,
yeah,
because he was the guy who
The
gave the permits when they were filming, when the
yeah,
police
that's the
officer shows up.
producer. I
So I
think
think he was the
Sam's talking
producer.
or
Oh, the
the
other guy.
or the
You're talking about the
AD.
Yeah, the other
pretentious
guy. There were a few of those kind of people
the
who go off.
pretentious the pretentious sound guy who you're saying is on like a podcast or something. Fake deep
Yeah,
guy.
Oh, that guy's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, I think he was a sound guy.
Yeah.
I could
yeah,
see him maybe being a plant. Because I don't know.
that's
Just
an interesting. Yeah, if there were some plants that he put in to another like
yeah.
real crew. I
Just
don't know.
that's the
I didn't do
great
any
thing about
research because, in a way, I don't want to know if it's real or not.
yeah.
Also,
I
like
kinda wanna accept it
imagine
all as real. You know, like even
Mhm.
the actor who starts going off on his just
Oh yeah.
tirades.
That
The main
seems manufactured to me. The fact that the actor, he's like in the scene, he has two cameras on him at all times at least. But he has the camera for the scene where he's giving his lines. Then right after it stops, he's just like, what, being misogynistic or something to his co-actor. I don't remember exactly what it was, but and he was in total comedian mode. Otherwise, it was weird.
Yeah, if there's one scene that I thought was staged, I thought it was that one. It was just such like a caricature of like the diva actor coming out,
Mhm.
which maybe that's him, but I
Yeah,
could see
but
some
there's that
stuff.
other thing about when you get on a camera, you just start to.
Yeah,
This
that's true.
was
You start to act up.
this was shot over multiple days, or is this all in one
They
day?
No,
said
they
like
said it was
8
over
or
multiple days. 8
so
days. Yeah.
days at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, like, I think we gotta consider that too and just how some people are acting, right? Like, they've been doing this, they've been going through the motions, they are getting
Mhm.
beaten down,
And it's the same scene every day. Like,
like,
They changed the
Mhm.
actors though that one time with the musical. Remember that at the end?
yeah,
right at yeah, yeah,
I wonder if
and
the
at the
actors walked
start
away, the
the
two
start
original ones.
Yeah,
yeah,
that would be likely.
Mhm.
this would be a great, criterion to buy with just all the behind the scenes and essays and about it, just, a lot to
Agreed.
dig into.
Mhm. The whole
Um,
film is like the behind the scenes, which is crazy.
Yeah,
I love it.
but it's so tightly edited as well because
Mhm.
the
Oh
director of
Oh,
yeah.
this
the
movie
editing
also
is
edited
so
it.
cool.
So it's interesting. Like I wonder how much he left, like on the cutting room, because they don't
Has
really
to
paint him in a
be
positive light. But like, how much more of that is there? Um, I- yeah, I don't know how much of his ego was he willing to let go, but
Yeah, it
still
seemed like
be
a lot.
totally in control, right? I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, there's this weird thing between him being the editor who controls everything and in the end, but he's also like very much giving the stage to just kind of whatever comes up, just to kind of like randomness or other people's own drives, like that homeless man,
mhm,
unhoused person at the end of
Yeah,
the film, who just just kind of
wanders through.
yep takes up like the last 10 minutes of the film, and then it kind of ends.
Yeah.
yeah,
He becomes the protagonist in that moment.
Hmm.
It's great. Just following whatever happens, whichever way the wind blows, pretty much. I think this would be such
yeah.
a fun way to fun project to try to engage in.
Yeah.
Um, Me and Sam were talking about trying to do something like this on some sets we get on too, just for school.
Yeah, I
That'd
think we
be
Cool.
should. I think
that'd be such a fun little project to do,
try and be
man.
such a fly on the wall.
Because even just watching this, we were relating to like some of our past experiences, just with the like breakdown in communication and like hierarchy of a film set. You know?
Hmm.
Yeah, and even just getting like having to do the same thing for on our case, it
Yeah,
wasn't like 8 days, but a
just
couple days
3 days.
doing the same
Yeah,
thing over and over. It
for 8 hours
the crew will
a day.
turn on
Like,
you so fast. Like
yeah, like I could empathize with some, and I think that's why so much of this came across as really like realistic and has to be real to me, just because it's like we've been there, you know. Like I can see exactly how
Hmm.
people get to these points. Just that like the look on people's faces when the camera's panning around and you see their eyes are just glazing over, and they're just like billion places they'd rather be than doing this exact same setup again. And it's yeah, quite accurate.
quite
Pretty
accurate.
sick. Yeah, very relatable. Um, Great
So
movie.
yeah, great movie. I was going to touch on some kind of like just standout formal components. Like, I mean, the soundtrack is great. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
Yeah,
Miles
one
Davis.
of my favorite Miles Davis
Mhm.
albums, In a Silent Way, which is pretty cool. I'm guessing it's because they were both, or at least William Reeves, right? Or is it Greaves? Reeves.
Greaves.
Greaves.
Grease, I
Think,
think.
I
William
believe.
yeah.
Greaves. Has done a lot of. He did a lot of documentaries about Black history. And I think there's just a tie in there with Miles Davis of like kind of Black culture, progressive kind of culture lens there, which was cool. I'm
Mhm.
not sure how it ties into the film directly though. Like that kind of that past of like what um, William Greaves has done, and then because I watched a short
Mm,
documentary on him, and he had done like that was kind of his thing, and
mm,
yeah, it didn't really come into this film for me on the first watch. I didn't pick up on anything, but either way, pretty cool soundtrack, cool link. Because I
yeah,
don't think Miles
awesome.
Davis has done
Yeah,
a lot of soundtracks, so he did a few. He did one for Elevator to the Gallows, which was I haven't seen, but is a cool
There's a great Miles Davis song in Burning, Generique. It's my favorite of
Oh.
his. It's amazing. But yeah, like just that jazzy soundtrack fits so perfectly for a movie like this, which is like improv pretty much. It's
Hmm.
awesome.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
I think this would be such a fun movie to be a camera op on. Just like you get to decide what the story is. You know, you get to decide what the framing is in any moment. It's
Yeah.
I don't know,
Well,
really,
and
really
speaking of
interesting creative exercise.
yeah, and for form as well. I've never seen a movie that was like presented in this way. Like I would say
Yeah,
almost the entire film is we see both camera angles. It's not like split, but it's
yeah,
you
because they
see
do that
both
effect
frames.
where it's essentially a strip of film, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you see each frame individually playing out, and it will zoom in on one or zoom out. It's so cool, so ahead of its time. It's what 67 or some shit, 68.
Yep.
God damn,
Yeah.
Yeah,
God,
68.
Yeah.
God
Super
damn,
innovative.
but
Alex, you were gonna say something? Or Pork?
Oh, I was gonna say, I was gonna say, like, if the movie is like completely improv and just like he's doing whatever he wants, maybe that's the same with the soundtrack. He's just like,
Mm,
I think Miles Davis is cool, and it also kind of sort
mhm,
or
Yeah.
serves as like a juxtaposition of the crazy nature of the production.
hmm
yeah,
Yeah.
such a sick
I'm trying
movie,
to
man.
think. The other movie that this kind of reminds me of for some reason, it just clicked with me, was like The Conversation. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie,
Have not.
I've
I've
the
not
not.
had
Coppola movie.
No.
Okay. Well, there's a reoccurring audio clip that they just play of two people having a conversation, but it keeps coming up, and that just kind of is what that continual. This is
Mm,
just freestyle here, but that continual scene that's reinterpreted over and over again by the
it's like
actors.
the
Mhm.
rational effect, almost
Yeah,
in
yeah.
different
Like,
ways, but
is there anything that? Because I know you were saying he probably doesn't care, and he probably doesn't, but I don't know. Is there anything to that more than just like, well, it was he had to do something, and I feel
just
like
like
it.
that coming back to the different perspectives of the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
I mean, that could
it's
be like, sorry, like kind of going off what a director sees or feels on a film versus, what a crew is. He wanted to show the
yeah,
perspective of the film rather than the director's perspective. Because, every movie is allegedly supposed to be like the director's vision rather than
Hmm.
the crew's. So
oh,
kind of flipping that is an interesting
that's a great way to
approach
put that
to
actually,
filmmaking.
right? That's a great way to put that, kind of like the director sacrificing his like vision. He goes in and he doesn't give direction really
Yeah,
much
yeah.
at
That's
all.
that's that's kind
And
of the main thing I took away on the first watch, right? Like, because I haven't watched it again, but the main thing I took away was the inversion of what art is seen as by a lot of people, which is it's like a conscious um director's, like, especially film, it's like the director's vision is what guides the story and what
it's
makes it art,
Mhm.
and it has none of that.
it's a clear vision to a clear product is what most people would see like traditional art
Yeah.
as, where this is like
Mhm.
just messy and
Yeah.
pure like just emotion and feeling for the most part.
Emotion and
This is
creation. Just,
yeah,
yeah.
this is the people's film, you know?
Hmm.
This is the people's film. I'm saying it now. This is the cast and crew film,
It's
taking it
Finally.
back.
great movie. Anything else you guys want to say about it, or?
I just love all the little characters we get endeared to, throughout the film, like all the sound guys and camera guys. Even if like for most of them we only get a couple like scenes where they have like dedicated talking head time, it's very endearing, all the different perspectives you get, especially when they're talking about like what's going on with Greaves, does he have a clue? Is he a genius? Is he a buffoon? Like
Hmm.
it's really cool, and love the cast. And this is going into this movie. Just reading the synopsis, I could see how someone would think this would be a really boring movie, right? Just
Hmm.
really drab. But like this is an immediately engaging movie. Like this kicks off right away. I was suckered in. I love this movie. Just a great one to see filmmaking behind the
And
curtains,
how fucking
art.
weird filmmaking is.
Right? How does anything get done? How does anything come out of
How does
filmmaking?
anything ever get done? Yeah.
Right? It's mind-boggling. Silliest art form, but
Hmm.
best art form.
I'm guessing, like, even on the best run productions, there's always that slight feeling of
There's
doubt
oh
amongst the crew.
yeah,
They're
there's
just
That
always
always like
testing
uncertainty.
that,
Yeah.
like,
impending
is this going to
disaster.
come together? Like,
Yeah.
Even
Does
on
anybody know what we're doing?
315 sound, I'd say that was a set that went very well, but like
Mhm.
still that gut feeling of impending disaster and doom. Like, what if all the footage looks awful? What if
Yeah.
the sound
Oh,
isn't
it's
sounded?
so weird about filmmaking is how much of it comes together in like an edit. You
Yeah,
film like we had hours and hours and hours of footage for a movie that ends up being like 3 or 4 minutes long.
Yeah, we
yeah.
we talked
It's
about this
crazy.
actually that evening about Godard
Mhm.
and Malik and how they make
Mhm.
their movies is very similar to how this was probably made, which is they have a few ideas, especially Godard and some of his stuff. He just had a few ideas and he's like, this would be a cool idea to film this. They go and film it. And then he just pieces it all together kind of in post. And
Yeah.
Malik does the same thing quite often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I love those filmmakers. I like it. It kind of has like a free flowing kind of impressionistic vibe in those movies. And I can see that in Symbio Psycho Taxiplasm. Big one.
Symbio
Yeah.
There you
Psychotax.
go.
Big one.
Let's
Um,
go.
Speaking of Terrence Malick, I watched The Tree of Life. It's a good movie. It's a good
An
movie.
amazing movie.
Friggin' Brad Pitt's
Pretty
best
good movie.
performance, maybe. I would
Where does that
venture to
rank?
say.
Where does
I
that
would
rank
venture.
in the Malik?
Uh,
Okay.
Uh,
Ethan?
I like Days in Heaven best. I think that might be a
Oh,
basic take.
that's my third now. I would like
I
to
just
best first. Now it's my third.
and like
True Life is my only Malik.
I'm torn between Tree of Life and New World because I liked those like pretty proportionately.
Okay.
But as a cohesive package, I'm gonna have to say I like New World a little better than Tree of Life. There's just
Wow.
a lot going
Damn.
on with Tree of Life, a
There
lot
is.
to stitch together there. So I feel like I couldn't do it justice on a first watch to like lock in a love for it. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I love
Fair
dinosaurs.
enough. Yeah,
I
the
love them
dinosaur
CGI
part might be
dinosaurs.
the part I was like, this
I was
didn't really
hyped.
need to be in there, but it was cool.
Yeah, that
But the
I
rest of the
was
movie was
loses
amazing.
me a little bit.
I
Yeah.
was hooter and
But
holler. I love the
Yeah,
you're
it's a
even
little
holler.
silly, but it's kind of cool. I don't know.
Brad
I'd put
Pitt.
Badlands as my number one now. So
I've not seen Badlands.
there you go. And then I'd put Tree of Life, then I'd put Days of Heaven. And then I have to see some more of his movies. I have to see Thin Red Line. And what was that one from 2017 or 2019?
There's To the Wonder from 2012. Knight of Cups from 2015
Yeah.
with Christian Bale, Kate
Nope.
Blanchett.
Later
A
one.
Hidden
That
Life,
one's
A
not
Hidden
very good.
Life.
2019.
That's the one I heard was pretty good. So looks long though.
I might
They all look
just
quite
say fuck
long.
it. I might just do a Malik binge. Might
Fuck
do
it, man. I was thinking next Critter Pit app. Okay, well I was thinking next Pork and Bones app. We talked about one Malik film.
Malik?
Yo. Next
Dude, I'm
special
kinda-
Pork Pit. What were
Yeah,
you gonna say, Pork? Sorry.
I'm kind of the resident Malik, unappreciator,
Yeah.
somewhat
I
hater.
used to be in your boat. I used to be in your
Really?
boat. And I'm
Uh,
still kind of in that boat. I don't get the hype. I think it's like one of those things where I appreciate him more than I love him.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, especially his cinematography. I started off
Oh
with Days
my
of
god.
Heaven and then
Yeah, that's
Badlands, and
fucking the prettiest movie ever made, baby.
yeah,
Days
just
of
like the
Heaven.
sunshine and like the golden rays, like they
The
look
wheat, the
beautiful. Yeah,
locusts.
the
Get
wheat,
the fuck out of here, man.
a
I
Okay,
love
large
wait.
shot
looks.
as well.
Did you guys know that he was a Rhodes Scholar and then he
What's a
quit?
Rhodes?
No.
What is
What's
a
a
Rhodes
Rhodes
It's
Scholar?
where you
Yeah.
get a sponsorship to study at Oxford for free,
Damn.
because you're
damn.
like a genius kind of thing. So
Smart
For
boy
film?
Malik.
it was for him for philosophy. He was actually a philosophy
Oh,
major, and then he became a teacher and he didn't like it, so he went after dropping the Rhodes Scholarship thing. This is from the Badlands booklet. After dropping that, he decided to study at the American Film Institute for a year, and then because he's independently wealthy, he just financed most of Badlands, as far as I know.
Damn.
Nice.
Because he's like the son of a
I like
Texas
being independently
oil,
wealthy.
yeah,
Oh,
son of a
cringe.
Texas oil
Cringe.
baron or something. So
Nepo baby.
So
Yeah,
funny.
yeah,
All his
Nepo
movies
baby.
are about
Fuck.
like nature and like
yeah, I know.
Fuck Malik. We don't like him.
Yeah, yeah, we don't like him.
No, he's okay. I'm sorry, David Gordon. He's good. I
He's
like
great.
him.
is that your prof?
No, that's
That's my roommate
Oh, oh
me and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
him
who's a
did a
big
whole
Hall of
big
Fame.
head.
Yeah, he's
there's
awesome.
a cultural exchange between the two of us.
I see.
Cronenberg and Malik, you're telling me. You guys
Yeah,
do a little bit of that.
there's
They're
a
both
clash
great.
in the worlds.
They're both great. One's a little more highbrow.
One's clearly
One's
better.
like
One's
deliberately
clearly better.
lowbrow, and I love it. You know what I'm saying?
One is
Like
one is
Malik being
clearly
the
better.
lowbrow.
Malik
Yeah.
being lowbrow. Finally, someone gets it.
Yeah.
We love Cronenberg, don't we, folks?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Maybe.
yes, sir.
I'm happy to hear that. Symbiocytotoxoplasm.
Yes.
I said that without even looking at the word. I'm so proud of myself.
We're getting better.
9 out of 10. I really love this film. Like, this is a one-of-a-kind movie. I was
Mhm.
entranced. I was hootering. I was hollering. I was giggling. And I was being like, what the heck is even happening? What is real?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
What
did
the
its job.
Sigma?
What the Sigma?
Yeah.
Um,
It's a 9 out of 10 for me as well. It's
Okay, there you
tiring.
go.
happily.
Very real. Like, even though, the whole movie is a question of what is real, to me it felt just incredibly real. So
Yeah.
I really liked
Which
it. And the form is just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Samuel, if this turns out like 5 years, there's an article that comes out for whatever reason that's like Psychotaxiplasm was all fake, and here's the definitive proof. I
Then
think
it's
this
like
would
the
go
best
up.
directed movie ever.
Yeah,
Like,
this would go up to a 10 out of 10 immediately because
Yeah.
it's like, how the fuck did they do that?
yeah.
So either way, this is a goated film, a very goated film.
True. Hmm.
9 out of 10. And I'm looking at the criterion now. Sexy as fuck. I love.
I don't want to get it. That's one I want.
Yeah,
It's cool as
love
fuck.
all the line work. That
This
looks
would be like
cool.
such a good movie to have on in the background of like I don't know, a hangout or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
At like a party, maybe.
And guess
I'm
what?
not sure.
The,
It'd be fun.
the Criterion has both movies. It has Take 2.5 too. So,
Oh,
and
okay.
it has a fucking documentary on William. Okay, I need this Criterion.
Yeah, that's sick.
Man.
Currently
my God.
ordering it.
It has
Yeah.
English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing too. So, fucking.
Dude,
Oh, hell yeah.
It has an interview from 2006 with actor Steve Buscemi. Okay, I'll take it. I won't say no to
Wow.
that.
Criterion chills over here.
I know.
The whole podcast chilling to Criterion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are corporate little lackeys.
Yep.
No,
Hope it works
freaking
out for you, for real.
Criterion is an underground little
Yeah, no one's heard of
service.
it. Yeah.
Nobody's heard of it.
It's a grassroots type of thing.
It's coming up. It's
Um,
coming up.
Yeah.
Come up with our help. Make something out of this Criterion business.
As long as they keep sending us free stuff.
As
Or
long as
start
they
sending us
start
free
doing
stuff.
that. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the dream.
Bro, I would like be the happiest man on earth if I got free things from Criterion. Like, I'm not greedy. Buy yearly. Be so happy. Be so happy.
Just like one visit to the closet every 5 years.
Every 2 months.
That'd be awesome.
Hmm.
That's a dream. 9 out of 10. We watched another film though.
Whoa. You didn't get our ratings, though.
Yeah.
Did you guys not say 9 out of 10s too?
I don't know if David, what'd you give it?
I'm like 8.5 out of 10 for first
Okay.
watch.
Interesting.
Fair. I gave it an 8. I feel like if I had the same relatability of working on a film set as you guys, then it would be probably an easy 4.5 or 9.
Yeah.
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 No, that's valid.
I don't got that.
That's one of the biggest things that's like really driving my engagement in this, I'd say, is just how much of it's just my world, you know? I love it.
I feel like this is like
I'm
kind
a
of an
filmmaker,
idea
what can I
about
say?
just like kind of like the idea of like the film within a film that I feel like a lot of people would have initially, but the difference is that like he's so hands off. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was to do a film about a film without having seen this or something, I'd be like recording myself, but like trying to make something like very much still in my own like vein. And that might be the difference between like this and what kind of my initial idea of what a film about making a film would be like, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We're
sure.
moving on. We're moving on.
Okay, so what's next? It's another, to quote Monty Python, now for something completely different or whatever.
Yeah.
The Wild Bunch or A Wild Bunch?
The Wild Bunch.
The Wild
The
Bunch.
Wild Bunch.
Is that on Criterion? That's
No.
not on Criterion.
You
Wow.
broke the rules of Critter Putt.
Why are we
Pit.
talking
No.
about
Oh
it?
wow.
You guys
Critter
can take
Putt.
over this segment. We're gonna do a silent strike here.
I have nothing to say.
David.
Okay, well,
Dude,
welcome
I
to
love
Pork and Bones. We're gonna be talking about the
Yeah.
Wild Bunch here.
Switching it up here. Play the intro.
Okay, awesome intro over. Pork, what do you think?
Dude, I really like the Wild Bunch. I thought it was really cool. Anti-Western. One of my favorite things about it is how late in the Western like frontier it's set. You get all these like kind of crazy technologies. Like they got like the Browning machine gun. They
Mhm.
make references to like planes and like
Yep.
they got these like early edition cars.
Yep.
And I thought that was a cool like they're transitioning from like the death of the Wild West here into
Mhm.
like
Modernity.
an American into sorry what
Modernity.
yeah
Kinda.
yeah it's
Yeah.
like World War One is like
Yeah, I was
about
gonna
to
ask,
start.
was this pre or during World War One? The German
I
guys off looking for
Just
ammunition.
before, I think.
I looked up. It says 1913 is when it's set.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
like somewhere around there. Like I think before the U.S. has like officially joined, like in
Yeah.
World War One.
Mhm.
And it's
Um,
the Mexican Civil War going on around this time.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
I believe so.
They're
If
talking
Red
about,
Dead
I think it's
what was
like
Pancho Villa or something.
if Red Dead Redemption 1 is to be trusted, I'm pretty sure the Mexican Civil War is happening around
good
now.
source. Good
Yeah.
source. Nice
1910
citation.
to 1917.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
and it's like the background. Even if it wasn't happening, there's definitely something going on between different factions.
Mhm.
So even if it wasn't like a full blown civil war, there's something regional going on between different parts of Mexico, different
Yeah.
groups.
I love in stories like this where it's like an isolated story about like these group of peoples where like you get ideas of the larger currents of the world going on, right? Like there's the Germans in there, there's the Civil War
Mhm.
happening, the Comanches or whatever.
Yeah, the Comanches.
What
Yeah.
are Comanches? I'm not familiar completely with that term.
I think it
Um,
might be like a Native American group, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
I
a
think so.
tribe.
Or
Yeah.
I see.
somewhere in like southern U.S. maybe.
Southern
I
Great
see. I
Plains,
see.
and they were equestrian nomads, so they used horses.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout
Yeah.
out. So yeah, I just love when you get like context of like the larger stirrings of the world in like isolated Western stories like these. I think it's really cool to get that backdrop because like the West is all about the period, right? And about like all these ideals that are
Mhm.
and the death of the West, especially in one like this, it's about these things being stripped away, but were these ideals even
For sure.
anything to begin with? I don't know. I'm reading the Border trilogy right now by Cormac McCarthy. If you guys
Oh,
know
nice.
that one, so
Yeah.
I'm getting deep on like just the death of the West and modernization and
I feel like
loss of individualism.
Peckinpah is such a strong influence on McCarthy. Like that's how I see it. Just seeing a lot of his a few of his other movies, but especially The Wild Bunch, like the
Mhm.
graphic violence. The
Everyone's a piece of shit. Like,
everyone's a total
Yeah.
piece of shit. Like if you read Blood Meridian, that's total. That's just
That's
what
Mhm.
that
that's
is. It's just
that's
The Wild
that's
Bunch on
next up.
steroids a little bit. Yeah, it's great.
Next up.
Yeah. So I totally see a link there with like kind of the ultraviolence and nihilism that some of the Cormac McCarthy books have at the root of them, as a total different approach to looking at the West, where you kind of have the clean cut good guy versus the slightly bad guy, but
It's
it
the
doesn't.
only way, in my opinion, to look at the West. Because the West was a bloody, awful time where they slaughtered and genocided and took whatever they wanted.
Mhm.
I don't know. I
Mhm.
love
Yeah.
Westerns so much, but I'm like a Western hater at the same time. I
Mm.
hate
Yeah.
I hate clean washed Westerns. I love like
The romanticization of it, right? It's just
I'm trying to
yeah,
think what the
such a
cleanest
dirty
washed
time.
Western
it's
I've
gotta
seen.
be some John Wayne, like this one from like fucking let me pull this out of my blue lake.
Which one, like The
Blue
Searchers or Stagecoach?
No, this is even older. The Big Trail, boy. This from like 1920 something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those ones are going to be those like the ones that are that
Pretty
old
rough.
usually are pretty rough. The
Back
ones
to the
from like
Future
the
Part 3 might be my most
hated.
whitewashed, like
Yeah.
clean Western.
Good
I
point.
like Back to the
Yeah.
Future 3, but that is a clean West.
Hmm.
I think what originally got me into this like type of Western is fucking Red Dead Redemption, going back to it, because
Mhm.
those games, as like action adventure and epic as they are, like the actual writing and substance of those games is like, fuck, we all suck. We are going to a bad place. We are part of a system, and we are perpetrating all these awful crimes, and there's no escape. And I just love that. I love depressing media, and a good depressing Western hits like nothing else. I gotta say.
Definitely. Also, like those must have been inspired by the Wild Bunch, right? With like the character of like Dutch and
Oh yeah,
forgot the
Totally.
other guy's name,
definitely,
but
definitely,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
Pike is the other guy in the movie, but I actually haven't played Red Dead Redemption, but I love westerns just because
dude, you gotta
I
play
don't
the
know.
second one. That second one's a fucking masterpiece, man.
True.
It
Yeah,
is
yeah.
so good. Genuinely, maybe my favorite narrative in video games ever. So good.
Mhm.
I've been thinking about that. My favorite's still BioShock
I've
Infinite.
never played those. I need to
That
hit
movie,
those.
that game is amazing.
Yeah,
An amazing game. Anyways,
I
yeah, the
love
Wild Bunch. Maybe we
Halo
should
Reach.
do a quick plot synopsis for the fans
Yeah,
who have stuck it
Yeah.
out for 40 whatever minutes now. It's about a band of criminals who are robbing banks, who've been doing hits for a long time. At least the main group have been doing a lot of robberies and stick ups for quite a while, probably like 30 years. And then they have younger members as part of their bunch. And what happens at the start of the film is there's this awesome action scene,
oh
probably
yeah,
one of my favorite in any movie, one of my favorite openings in
okay.
any movie.
So
And
well constructed.
oh yeah, we'll get into we got to
Yeah,
talk about that scene later, but basically they
yeah.
rob this bank. It's all washers. It's a setup. They get ambushed. They get away with it, losing one or two people. On the way back, on the way out of there, there's a really interesting scene to me where they have a guy who's been so badly wounded that he falls off his horse, kind of, and then he says, "No, I can go on," and then he says, "No, take me out," and they kill him, and they're gonna have this eulogy, and they're like all making fun of this kind of sentimentalism. So, anyways, then they go on. They try to figure out where they're going to go next. They go across the border to Angel, who is a member of one tribe in Mexico, kind of a less powerful tribe. And they go there. They figure out what's going on. That there's a warlord who they could maybe go and I think it's they go there to work for. I don't know if they go there to work for him directly. Why do they go there? I've seen it twice. I
They
can't
go
remember.
there
Group.
because Angel's like girlfriend has been taken by them, right?
I'm not sure
Or
if
is that
that's
just
the direct reason, but
coincidental?
that's what ends up happening.
Yeah.
I think it's because Mapache has something there that they're
They got
interested
like
in.
scammed on that like original robbery, and I think now they're just like looking for work, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of planned
one
this
last
to
job.
hit.
Yeah. I think
just
their
bumming
plan was
around.
to go and hit a bank or something back in America,
Yeah.
but right now they're just trying to figure out where to lay low or whatever.
Mhm.
So they go there, and then Angel sees that his girlfriend is with Mapache, and then he shoots his girlfriend.
Such a fucking brutal
In
scene.
front of everyone.
Brutal.
Yeah, it's so amazing. And there's all these slow mos, which is the Peck and Paw kind of, or at least the
Gotta hit
Wild
more
Bunch
Peck and
classic,
Paw.
which is amazing. Those are amazing slow mos.
Slow-mo intercuts.
Yeah. Yeah, and so anyways, they do that. They have to now work for Mapache, get some stuff, some supplies, hit a U.S. Supply line, and take a bunch of guns for them because the German guy recognizes that they have military issue weapons and says, "Can you get these for us, and we'll pay you." So they do that, and then there's a bunch of awesome scenes of them kind of like being raucous and or at least the two kind of younger guys played by Warren Oates, and don't remember the other guy. There's that, which is interesting. And then they talk about
Take a bath in some wine. It's pretty awesome.
fun
That's
stuff.
great.
Anyways, the main characters discuss what they're going to do, and Angel says he's going to take a box of munitions for his family or for his tribe instead of a gold. It's a lot of detail, but anyways, does that, ends up being a problem later for him. So they go do the hit in an awesome train robbery sequence. Really cool scene. And then they have to come back. There's other stuff. There's like another roving band of bandits who are after them that the railroad is hired to get them, but they're not really that important. So I'm just going to put them aside. Anyways, they get away, take the gold back to Mapache, but they have to deal with the fact that Mapache is just going to steal it from them. So they have various like ways of avoiding that. So they're going to either blow it up, or like so Mapache gets none of it, or they get to survive and do it later, give it to him later. So they give it to Mapache later in like kind of like a sequence. Yeah. And when Angel gets there, Mapache says, no, you can't leave. We know what you did. You took a box of munitions. So they keep him there. And the Wild Bunch just comes back for him eventually.
They do their thing.
They do their thing, and it's an amazing scene. And
Badass.
even on the rewatch, I was like, wait, they actually could have just gotten away with it. And I didn't realize that. But Pike decides to kill the German general advisor.
Yeah.
And that's what ignites the powder keg. Not killing Mapache, because Mapache kills Angel in front of all of them. And so he shoots Mapache, but then Mapache... all his men just they have a standoff, and it looks like the Wild Bunch can leave, and they shoot the German guy. So hell breaks loose, and it's just probably one of the most brutal,
satisfying, so
satisfying,
so much build up, so much build up,
cathartic endings. Yeah. So there you go. That's most of the plot summary. Maybe too much detail, but I think that's
long movie.
Yeah,
it is long.
It's
I think
a little long.
it definitely has some pacing issues, but as a fan of westerns, this is one of the best to ever do it. This is a dope fucking movie. Just each set piece is so well coordinated, and the suspense is built up so well to such like climactic, bloody, brutal action sequences. It is good shit. So let's talk about that opening sequence, shall we?
Yeah.
That slow build up into the town, right? With all these factions, and you don't know who's the bad guys, who's the good guys, who's the protagonist. You are kind of completely in the dark, I'd say, on what's really going on.
And the first things we see in the movie it's like a scorpion being eaten by a bunch of ants, right?
On fire.
Very strong.
I love that visual metaphor so much. Oh my god. Just comparing that to the end of the film, it's so perfect.
Yeah.
That's a good
But
point.
that scene builds up suspense so well. It is a cinematic delight, I would say. And then like such a bloody action sequence with so much like intercutting and parallel editing. Like it's so well made. So
there's it's like a 10-minute buildup of them walking into town in military outfits. You think they're a bunch of officers if you don't know who the characters are.
Not a wild bunch, but
no, surely not.
No,
military.
surely
And
not.
they help a elderly woman with her bag and walk her across the street. I mean, they're a nice bunch of guys.
Yeah, good guys.
And then they go in and have this. It ends when he's like, I don't remember the line, but the music all ends. It comes to a complete kind of head, and just the scene kind of ends, and then the next scene starts, and it's like, okay, let's see your hands up or something like that is what Pike says. But in between, there's like the temperance movement in the background having a sermon.
Yeah.
And there's all these kind of black and white stop starts. Or sorry, not stop starts. What? I'm tired. I'm tired, people. I'm tired.
They're like
but
freeze frames.
Freeze frames.
Really cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
For the
Thank you.
for the credits. Yeah, such cool credits. Mean as fuck.
Those are so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like wanted posters.
Yeah, exactly. So sick.
Yeah. and then so there's like that 10 minutes of build up or more even, and then there's like a 5 minute just bloody battle or longer. It's just
Yeah.
gratuitous but so amazing.
Oh,
All
it's
all
amazing.
these squibs and
Good old Bloody Sam Peckinpah.
oh
He
yeah,
is
Yeah.
delivering.
slow-mos, a lot of slow-mos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So well done. And like going back to that point about intercutting I made, like I love how many like lines of action there are throughout this, right? Through like the rivalry between the two leaders of the groups, the Wild Bunch and the headhunters, like their little back and forth. You have the guy inside of the bank, right? You have people shooting up between the floors. Like there's so much action and specific action going on, but I never like had difficulty following any of it. It was all like really well edited together. Good shit. Very good shit.
For
Very
sure.
impressive. Um then the film comes to a slowdown after this scene, and we like learn a little more of the characters and things come together. And then like this film kind of does like slow build up, character development, then big action sequence. Slow, big action sequence. It's all about
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
build up. And I'd say sometimes that slow build up definitely goes on a little long. It definitely
Mhm.
like meanders a little bit in the third act.
A little bit.
But it's hard to
There's some
complain
things
when
you
the
don't
like
need to know.
yeah. But when the payoff is as like explosive as it is, it all feels a little worth it in the end, in my opinion. It all comes very full
Totally.
circle.
I I personally didn't mind a lot of the background stuff on my first watch because I was watching alone, but I felt bad
Mhm.
putting on a 2 hour, 20 minute movie at my recommendation after you guys sat through that first movie, which was admittedly pretty
It was
short.
great though. It was great
It was.
though.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really glad we watched it. It was a fun movie.
Yeah.
okay,
My only
cool.
issue is I going in for some reason I thought you said it was 90 minutes.
No, that's
So
Yeah, I
Django.
did
I
have
was saying
that
that
in
about
my head as
Django. I'm
well.
sorry, guys. I was saying, do you want to watch the 90-minute one or the 2 hour plus one? That's what I said.
yeah, and it was a
And
worthwhile watch. Like I loved this movie. Just
yeah, I think
I,
it's I
I
think
thought it
it's
was
definitely a
genuinely over.
staple of what like of westerns. Like you have to know this movie if you like
Yeah,
westerns, in my opinion.
yeah.
It's just
It,
it
it's
has
very
such a
fun.
cultural legacy too. Like we were talking about with Cormac McCarthy, but also Scorsese said he watched it a ton when it came out,
Mhm.
which makes sense because he's someone who talks about very violent people, but he has a
Yeah.
moralistic kind of spin on it often.
Man,
Maybe not as
even
much as
just
Taxi Driver, but
even just going back to Red Dead we were talking about earlier, like there's so
Mhm.
many set pieces in this that are like, oh, that's a Red Dead mission right there, or that's a motif to the Red Dead
True.
mission.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when they're walking through the Mexican fort, there's like a portion in the second video game, in the second one that's like exactly like this, where they're going up on Braithwaite Manor. So sick, so
Mhm.
sick.
I mean,
I
this
love.
is a clear Tarantino influence as well.
Oh yeah,
Huge
definitely.
influence
Oh,
on
yeah.
all the kind of slow mo action that would happen in the 70s and 80s as well.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's
takes
a
are
landmark
even.
film. So I think I think that's one reason to watch it. But it's a lot of fun, and I personally don't mind the kind of TV uh, moments where it's a little bit like character building and flashbacks. I think those have a purpose. Those flashback scenes where um, that one where he
Oh yeah.
has the headhunter, the guy who's leading the headhunters. Forget
Mhm.
his name. Ryan something is the actor. Um, anyways, that scene like shows that he's kind of like made a mistake and he still feels bad about it, and that's what comes to the end. Because at the end, you're like, why are they going back after this guy when at the start of the movie they're just gonna kill someone who's been injured in their own group, right? That was
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
the main question I had when I watched it the first time. Why would they go back to help Angel when they know he's like probably gonna die anyways? Um, and it's because he's felt, in one sense, he's probably a bit done with everything and shit, maybe. But also, there's like these two scenes that show that he really made a mistake and he feels bad about it. Like so, the one with his partner who's now leading the headhunters because uh, the government is making him, or the train company has cut a deal with the prison system to allow that. So there's that one, and then there's the scene with like the young boy who's uh, the grandson of forget the character's name, but the old drunk of the group. And those two
Yeah.
scenes, I think, build up to that idea of like those aren't people who those are like people who he gave his word to, kind of, and where he made a mistake. And so the same sort of thing happens with Angel when they're saying that like they've given their word to be part of the gang, and they feel like they have a responsibility to look after him. Whereas with the earlier death, there wasn't really that same circumstances involved of like they could have done something. I don't know. It's a tricky case, but I was thinking about that a lot on the first watch. It made a bit more sense on the second watch.
Yeah.
They're making their own
I
moral
like
code.
that analysis.
Yeah, me too. Very poignant. They fucking blow up the horses in this movie.
Dude, the
Fucking-
animal cruelty, a little bit off
that
the
animal
charts.
cruelty go crazy.
They
Yeah,
go
throw some more
crazy.
at bridges.
yeah.
They
I
blew
got
up
a very
bridges.
big reaction out of us that horses on the bridge getting blown up. That was a
Yeah.
badass effect. That was
Yeah,
very
after the
badass.
train robbery, they're
Pop.
getting chased and they go across a bridge, and it's like Wages of Fear and Sorcerer, where there's like the the car gets stuck, kind of slanted on the shoddy wooden bridge, and there's that tension. And then the pursuers get on the bridge, and their horses are all there, and then they blow up the two sides of the bridge and the middle of it, and then they all fall into the water, and you're like, and we were all just saying, "There's no." Well, I've seen it, but the other three were saying, "There's no way they're gonna blow up the bridge. There's no way. There's no way that the horses are gonna be on that bridge or anything." And yeah, they are.
They
In
were.
glorious slow motion.
I honestly thought that was the end of the film because
I
at this
did
point
too.
I thought it was a 90-minute film. I'm like, damn, there's no way they're topping that. That's a
Yeah.
crazy effect.
That
Right
is
there.
an incredible end. They got the guns. They got away.
They did it.
Sorry,
Happy
guys.
ending. But no, it was a
For the
treat.
hour.
Like that
Yeah.
final sequence. Fuck, I love it so much, man. The music as they're just walking through town, everyone's splitting away.
Uh-oh.
Okay, that was him, not me. Okay.
I was
Okay, yeah, I
scared
think
for
that
a
was
second.
him. Yeah. We'll never know what Ethan was gonna say. The Wild Bunch got him.
Yeah, he got dude.
Trying to think what else is interesting about this film, Alex.
I was gonna carry on with the last scene there. I just love the machine gun as like this symbol of like a transitioning period. It's like, and you just see
Yeah.
it throughout the whole movie. It's in like the hands. It gets in the hands of everybody.
Yeah.
And some people like bumble around with it, and like they're shooting like in the Mexican village there. It's all like messy, and they're like
Just
shooting
killing
like
people.
walls. Yeah, just for it in the end to come and be like this destructive force that just like massacres everyone.
Yeah, it's brutal. Like, I don't even know how many deaths happened in the last scene, and it's gratuitous. It just goes on for like 10 minutes. Different people mounting the machine gun and just raining terror. I think probably like 200 people or 150 people die in that scene, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's the only way it can end, really, with just like a bloodbath.
Yeah, and then you see the effect of the violence on the community, right? Like after this happens, and the headhunters come and whatever, you see the whole village leave, like women, children, the elderly. They all just walk out of the village, and it's like a trail of tears, kind of.
Yeah. Not much of a village left, really, even.
True.
Yeah.
Right? Pretty
So,
rough.
I mean, I know Peckinpah. This movie is like a movie that warlords apparently would watch and like and love, which makes sense. But he's
Doesn't really
at least
end well for the warlords, though.
no.
Either.
But there is a definite glorification of like the Pike character and the violence that those four guys can rain on like hundreds of people.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's sorry.
No, keep going. That was it.
Yeah, I think that's what might be connecting with these people, with people who've watched it who are warlords.
Oh, it's just a badass movie, you know?
It's just fucking badass, dude.
Yeah. I like also that this is kind of like their glory days. This is like the end of their golden days, and like you were saying, how you don't mind the TV kind of aspects where there's like the slow beats. Thinking about it more, I don't really mind them either, because in those moments, like that's when you really feel like, okay, this is just they're nearing their end of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And so,
Yeah.
I was talking about this with Alex after, about the divide between the older characters in the movie and the younger ones in the gang. And the younger ones, I really like the scenes, the TV beat moments where the Pike character and Dutch, Pike and Dutch have to like rein in the two brothers who are just wanting to do everything their own way and kind of betray the group or leave the group at different points. And I think it kind of gets into the idea that like there's a code still at play for the older people, but for the younger guys, they're like total opportunists. There's not even a veneer of like we have morals. We're at least honorable criminals. You know, these guys are the new generation of criminal, and they are more reckless.
Yeah, definitely.
But I like those scenes of having to rein them in. You know, yo, you're back.
Hello.
Ethan's back.
What's up? Back from the dead.
We thought we lost you.
Oh, man.
We were going to do a rescue mission.
I was making a great long point, and I was getting in my heart about it. I was speaking directly from the heart. I'm like, right, guys? And you guys didn't agree. You said nothing.
Silent.
And I'm like, fuck, what did I just say? That was so controversial that they're just giving me the silent treatment. So I just got up for like 2 minutes without realizing that you guys were not making a peep. My lord. That might say
That's
something
hilarious.
about myself.
No, that's
What I
hilarious.
missed.
What did we talk about? We talked about
how warlords love this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was going to get
more
into the
of the-
idea that he's at least he has said he's trying to condemn violence. Sam Peckinpah. This was supposed to be a movie with the theory of catharsis where you watch and then you don't want to do violence anymore.
Personally,
And I don't know if that really worked.
I want to go grab my 6-shooter. Personally.
Yeah. Hell
No,
yeah.
I don't know.
Bench.
I think like I don't know. The violence in this movie is so over the top that for me it's pretty disengaged from reality.
Oh, okay. See, he thought it would be realistic.
I don't know. Maybe it's because of
compared
just
to a
being,
movie at the same time though.
yeah,
An
that's
earlier
the thing.
movie.
I just find it difficult to like disengage from my my viewpoint, right? My 21st century seen too many movies viewpoint, but from that perspective, yeah, this would be like, oh my god, get the church on this, ban this, kill this Peckinpah feller. Just we gotta have a crusade. But I don't know. I think art is within its rights to be violent and extreme. I think it's foolish to blame art for violence sometimes. There's of course scenarios where it is 100% blamable when it's like purely propaganda, but is that even art at that point? I don't know. I often think art is it gets the blame that society and like legislators should have. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
You guys are still there. Okay. I was worried I disconnected.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's
there's
just
a
powerful sentiment.
Yeah, exactly. There's a
Just
responsibility for like the viewer and the filmmaker, not to promote or like engage with it. And I don't think Peckinpah like, I don't know, David. You said he's trying to be realistic. Maybe it's just because we can like identify the squibs so easily. But to me, it's always it's kind of goofy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
over
think
the
he
top.
was trying to do
So
something
absurd.
more like show how visceral violence can be and get at something realistic about that. And I just think I compare it to like a movie, a lot of other movies that came before it that are westerns, and like the violence there is just hokey compared to this, right? So that's maybe the comparison.
The introduction of the like machine gun as well, like we were saying earlier, just like the scale of how much more carnage is like wrecked with it. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was the other main idea. That was really cool. Good point, Alex. I have to say, that was awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, appreciate it.
Dude's picking up on
I
shit I didn't pick up on.
I
Yeah,
love a
it's
violent western though. I love a
mhm.
brutally bloody and violent western because that's true to the West. That shit was fucked up. You know, people were murdered for nothing. Most of the times, like native peoples, and marginalized peoples. But regardless, people were killed for nothing. And I think any western that strives to show just how violent and awful the place was, is doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm a
So
big
shout out.
Peckinpah fan. I don't know if you guys
I
have
was
seen any other
I was
films.
looking at his filmography, and I really want to go through some of these. I've been
Which
really
one?
enjoying just like I was looking at "Bring Me the Head of Alfredo
Oh yeah,
Garcia"
so
and
good.
"Straw
Crazy
Dogs."
title.
Just
That
look
movie,
very
yeah,
good.
Straw Dogs is quite good, but I don't know if you know the controversy about it.
I was reading his little like Wikipedia thing on Letterboxd, and it says Straw Dogs, Billy the Kid, and Alfredo Garcia are very controversial because he was an alcoholic or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
drug addict. What's going on
Super
there?
alcoholic, super raucous. He's like the two young characters in that movie. Like
Gosh,
he pissed on the screen at a screening for something.
hell
Um,
yeah,
Wow.
dude.
and
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
he was just a drunken jerk. So, anyways, Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia is like Warren Oates said that it was because he's a close friend of was a close friend of Peckinpah. Like they were really close friends, personal
Mhm.
friends. Anyways, he said that was like a portrayal of Peckinpah, kind of. So the main character,
Interesting.
and it is just a boozy like. Honestly, it's like that kind of idea that I was talking about earlier with free form storytelling, kind of associative storytelling, because it's just like and the kind of hallmarks of the movies he likes to make. So there is, I don't know why, but there's like a rape scene where he has to shoot off has to kill the rapist. That's just a recurring thing in a lot of these Peckinpah movies, which I don't know if
Yeah.
I like, but that's his worldview. He's kind of
Mhm.
he's very like Hobbesian, where you have to like have the strong kind
Mhm.
of security in society to have anything else. That's kind of the basic idea of a
Mm.
lot of his movies. Um, but there's that. But then there's like these really cool scenes. So there's the general character Mapache is also the warlord character in Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. He's the guy who tells his kind of subordinates to find Alfredo Garcia and bring the head of him. And
Mm.
the kicker is that Alfredo Garcia, turns out no one knows except for the girlfriend of the main character that he's actually already dead and buried somewhere. So all he has to do is go down there and dig up the head and bring it to the general. So, anyways, great movie.
The
It's totally
Yeah,
bizarre in a lot of ways, and it
I
turns
need to
out
watch that.
I think I told you this, inspired the cinematography for No Country for Old Men,
You
because it's
love to
very
see it.
neo noir as
Bring it
well.
all
Yeah.
back to McCarthy, Cormac
Yeah,
McCarthy.
Yeah.
yeah, I know, man.
Um,
That's something I just didn't know about before watching the Wild Bunch. But there's like, um, it's not like a subtle or slight connection between the two. It's a very strong connection between the
yeah,
two.
I'll definitely need to watch it. Just this fucking top review on Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia
What is it? What is it?
is quite a hook, line, and sinker. It's totems to self-loathing. Peckinpah arguing with himself about whether or not he deserves to live. Damn,
Yeah, yeah,
Damn.
damn,
yeah, yeah.
damn,
It's a very sad movie in a lot of ways.
damn. I
It's
love
great.
that though when like you can tell a director has made a movie to like grapple with some things in their personal life. It's my
Yeah.
favorite, dude.
I gotta rewatch it because it was
Like
pretty cool. But I watched it on I pirated it, and I'm gonna buy the Arrow of it when I can because
you're just
I
admitting
didn't
that
get the
live on the
cinematography.
air.
Yeah, no,
So
I pirated it
you need
like
to be
Ooh,
arrested.
you
it's the
should be
wrong word.
shot.
Sorry,
Criminal. This guy's a lawyer?
I pirated it because
Yeah.
I stole it from Alex. Alex owns it, and I stole it from him.
Wait, I own it?
Nice.
Yep, and I
All I'm
stole it from you.
hearing is
That's the pirate.
crime.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
you're
I'm
pinning it
hearing
on me,
is
dude.
crime.
No,
I've
no,
been
I'm not pinning
framed.
anything. You own that movie, and I just stole the copy from your house.
I didn't know we were
That's what that means.
podcasting with
Wait, what
criminals.
movie are you talking about?
Bring Me the Head of Alfredo You know the one. Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. I gave it back to
Dude.
you later, but I stole it at one
Oh,
time.
okay. Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah, yeah. It was very ethical.
yeah. Anyways, no, cool movie. Straw Dogs is Dennis Hoffman.
Hoffman.
as this nerdy math guy who has a hot little wife, and then they go back, and that's the whole premise. And they go back to the small village that she came from, and all the guys are like kind of stronger and kind of rural, and they don't like the meek Dennis Hoffman character. And then Dennis Hoffman just goes crazy on them when they try and invade his house. But the controversy is again the rape scene. I just don't know why. Why are they in his movies? Partly, but I get it. It's art, but it's morally problematic. That's all I have to say about that.
Straw
Yeah.
Dogs was remade in 2011. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it was banned for a long time. I
Interesting.
think. Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
interesting.
Anyways,
Yeah, I
imagine
might
the
go on
remake's
the
better.
sorry.
probably.
The 2011 remake's better. I mean, looking at the poster, it looks
Oh,
better.
surely.
Far more engaging.
So I'm thinking I could either go on a Terrence Malick binge or
Yeah.
Sam Peckinpah binge. You know, they're pretty
I think you'd
similar
like the
directors.
Peckinpah more, personally.
Yeah.
Oh, also
think
want to
so,
see Pat
too.
Garrett and
Yeah.
Billy the Kid. It has Bob Dylan as the soundtrack.
I want to see this one with
Apparently.
James Caan. I love James Caan.
Thief?
The Killer Elite. Thief is
Killer
great
Elite.
though.
I have to bring in Thief every time I'm on here.
I love Thief, man. You are right to do that. That is a beautiful little film.
Oh,
It's
yesterday
amazing.
I watched one of Peckinpah's favorite movies without knowing it, and it
Yeah?
has like 7,000 people have seen it, but it's really good. It's called The Breaking Point.
Okay.
It's based on the Ernest Hemingway novel To Have and Have Not, which is what another movie was made about, called To Have and Have Not by Howard Hawks. Anyways, it's pretty good. It's very bleak. It's like a fisherman he hires out his boats people, but he can't make any money, and he's like betrayed by people who aren't paying their bills to him. So then he has to do crime to pay to keep his boat. And at the end of the movie, there's like an awesome like bloody gunfight between a bunch of people on the boat, and it's pretty cool.
Hmm.
Same guy who made Casablanca made that one, so
Okay.
check that one out.
We love cinema, don't we, folks?
Absolutely.
I was gonna say nothing
We
to
do.
just pretend like
Yeah.
he disconnected again.
Oh, that's fucked up. I'll have you know you're never invited on my podcast again, actually. Behavior.
And kick you from
No,
the
I'm
server after
joking.
this.
I'm joking. What else is there to say? I love the Wild Bunch. I love depressing bloody westerns. Loving some Cormac McCarthy. Love Alien. I love Alien Cubed. That's pretty much everything. 9 out of 10 for Wild Bunch.
Yeah, I think I gave it an 8 out of 10. I'm sure on a rewatch I would appreciate the slower moments more, but on my initial gut first watch, 8 out of 10. Still great.
That's
The
very
action
fair.
sequences are just incredible.
Yeah, I'm with
Good.
you there, Sam. On a rewatch, it's probably pushing a 9.
It's a 9.
Yeah, for me it's a 9 or 9.5 out of 10 for me. I love it.
Attaboy. It's a great
yeah.
film.
Yeah.
Beautiful westerns.
Great performances in that movie too. I mean, Pike by William Holden. That's a great performance, an all-timer in my opinion. And then Ernest Borgnine as Dutch, another really pretty good performance. Yeah.
The thing about the people in this movie is I recognize their faces, but I couldn't really like tell you anyone. Just, they're like not famous, but you know what I'm getting at? They're
yeah.
not
A lot of them are from
completely
older
mainstream.
westerns, like Ernest Borgnine and can't remember something Ryan. I'll have to look that up later, but he's in a few other westerns as well.
Robert Ryan.
Yeah,
Dirty Dozen.
It's a good name.
Bad Day at Black Rock.
Yeah, Bad Day at Black Rock. That has like most of this has a very similar cast to this movie actually. Yeah,
I love
pretty
old movies.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie about a one-armed stranger who comes to town to investigate of all things, and this is 1950, so right after the Second World War, to investigate a missing Japanese farmer. And so he's
It
there.
was
And then,
fucking Marty. Okay. Ernest
yeah.
Borgnine is Marty. The whole movie I was grappling with myself. Is that fucking Marty?
I'm surprised he had such a distinctive face.
Yeah, I just was doubting myself.
Fair.
That's definitely Marty. Which is an okay movie about like a 1950s incel. It's interesting.
Cool.
The OG.
I mean, it's harsh calling him an incel because incel has all the connotations. He's like a traditionalist incel, you know? It's just like
Right.
you boil down
Before
that
the
term to
internet.
what it yeah, you boil down that term to what it literally means, just a dude who cannot get any. That is what he is. Not like all the hateful stuff. So yeah, check it out,
Hateful Eight.
guys. Hateful Eight. Um yeah.
Well, I guess Ethan
movie.
disconnected. Yeah.
Rip Ethan.
Rip Ethan.
That might have actually happened.
Now he's flipping it back on us. He's just not
dude,
going to
this
talk.
is
Yeah.
this is we're getting our
How does it
comeuppance.
feel? All right. Well, do you guys have any final words, or feel like that was a pretty?
Let's do
good
that
end?
again sometime.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's a lot of fun.
That was a
Back.
cool double feature.
Yeah.
Let's hit it again. I'll be in Edmonton soon.
Okay,
Maybe.
we'll flesh out the details. We'll hope to find a time.
Let's
Yeah, I'm
get a
definitely
date
down.
ironed out right now. Like
You-
on
right
air.
On the
On the
podcast.
air.
Okay,
Yeah.
date and
Yeah.
place. Date and
Let's
place.
iron that
Okay.
out.
I'm
The
in
Date and
fans
time
can
and
come.
place.
The
but
fans can come. It's a
Yeah.
fan
Yeah.
meetup.
It'll be
Live.
a live show.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
first Porkpit live show
Yeah.
at David's
hold up
place.
applause signs.
Yeah.
I think we could do it. I think we're ready.
Yeah. We could probably sell out a live show. I mean, seeing how many people
Yeah.
watch.
What, 27
Makes sense.
subscribers? Shit, boy.
You have 30.
Shit.
Combine
What?
ours.
Yeah, I think you have 30. I was checking.
Let's
Damn.
go.
Damn.
Damn.
Yep.
Hell
You're
yeah.
famous.
Milestone.
I gotta tell my fucking accountant to
Spend
For the
more
next
money.
one, you guys should come on our
spend more
show.
money. I would love
Yeah.
that. That would be great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on
Wine,
the video format. That'd be great.
wine and dine
Yeah.
us.
Let the viewers see your glorious faces.
Yeah.
That'd be
I would be
crazy.
wearing a mask.
It's Yo.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll
I'll be
do
wearing-
dead ringers then. We'll do something medical, and then we can all wear
Yeah.
masks.
And then like a bone
That'd
so
be-
skeleton mask.
That'd be fun. That'd be funny.
All right. Well, until next time.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you guys for
Thanks,
having
guys.
us.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for having us. Thank you for showing us some banging films. Yeah. Thank you, Pork Boys. Pork
Yes, thank you.
and
Pork and
bones.
bones. Come
Pork
on.
and bones.
Yeah,
you,
pork
critters.
and
The
bones.
pork boys. Yeah.
Just the pork boys.
Yeah.
You
The
should
Bones
consider
Boys.
rebranding. I mean, we have
Yeah.
30 subscribers. I would listen to what you
Yeah.
have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're the
It's in the
veterans.
works. It's possible.
No.
Damn, we do have 30 subscribers. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I
That
made
is
a
so
few
crazy.
extra accounts. I don't want to tell you, but
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
okay.
Adios.
Thanks, guys.